Merci beaucoup, Jean-François. Merci pour ce rapport. Thank you very much, Jean-François. I will continue and deal with the issue of the day, transparency. We could speak for hours about this. We at SOCAN believe transparency is extremely important. You hear about transparency nearly every day these days. There are lots of players, old or new, that are claiming that they've discovered the secret recipe to transparency, or that they're claiming that they're going to be transparent for you or your colleagues. And we agree, that's great. But we at SOCAN have been practicing transparency for years. We've been doing it. We may not have advertised it enough, but you, our members, know, for example, that we conduct the business in a way that enables you to have access to how the royalties are calculated, how they are gathered. You have business intelligence tools that have been in place for a few years, and we're working on the next wave. So just as a reminder, those are a few shots of the website pages that you're hopefully very familiar with. If you're not, see people at SOCAN, give us a call so that we can explain to you how you can access all this so-called drilled down information. You see through them exactly how your music was played and how your royalties have been accumulated. And you know that you can go all the way to the TV network or radio station level. We believe that we are the only organization in the world providing this in real time. Some are starting to wake up to this and are catching up, but we've been offering this for years. More than 3 years ago, we started this, I believe. With these tools, you can also determine your potential performance money going forward. You can estimate based on actual tariffs that have been established by the Copyright Board of Canada or the agreements that we have with services. You can estimate how much you're going to make from activity that you know is being happening. We want you to be paid. That's what we do. We don't want to keep your money any longer than necessary to make sure that we distribute fairly and accurately. So sometimes we don't know whom to pay, which performance it was. A good example is we get royalties for concerts and we don't necessarily know who performed and what was performed. So we make available an identified list, an unidentified performances list that you can access online. You can look it up. And one of our outgoing directors was very good at this. Jim Valence was looking at the list all the time. It was well known, and that's very helpful. Tell us if one of your works has been used, and declare your set list. Tell us as soon as possible so that we can pay you. We provide a preview of your royalties for the next period as well. You need to know not only how much you've earned in the past, but how much you're going to earn very quickly. It's important. We all have commitments in life. We have families. We have mortgages to pay. We have all those things to take care of. And we hope that those tools are useful to you as composers and songwriters and songwriters. But also for the businesses, the publishers, to forecast their income more accurately and more reliably. We're also one of the few, I believe, that provide a clear explanation of our distribution rules. Yes, most organizations around the world publish the rules, but you need to be a copyright lawyer or a distribution specialist to really understand how those rules are applied. So we've taken a step a few years ago to translate those rules that have to be in a legally tight language, in plain language that I can understand and hopefully you can understand. It's a great transparency tool as well. We've also opened this annual general meeting to all members. In the past, we used to invite only so-called earning members. In the spirit of transparency, now any member of SOCAN, wherever he or she lives, can attend this AGM. And a few years ago, we decided to stream this meeting online. It's a big country, many time zones. We realized it's very difficult for people to be at the meeting, but they have the right to know what's going on. They have a right to ask questions. That's transparency. We also are quite... there were more slides than I thought. We're also very proud of the transparency we have in relation to our licensees. As I said, without licensed businesses, there wouldn't be any royalties to distribute. And it's a matter of trust between the licensees and SOCAN. We collect money for you on your behalf. Nobody pays SOCAN, they pay you through us. So we want to make sure that they're comfortable with the relationship they have with us. So we, for example, are the only organization, to the best of our knowledge, that provides an online royalty calculator for licensees. They can estimate, based on their circumstances and based on the actual rates, how much they're going to have to pay as a SOCAN license so that the money goes to you. And that's available online, but also on our mobile apps. We believe it makes their life easier, and because it makes their life easier, hopefully they're more eager to do the right thing, the ethical thing, pay the license so that we can compensate you for the use of your music. We also make sure that they have access to all their statements, historical statements as well, online, so that it's not complicated to know your history of a business relationship with SOCAN. The SOCAN licensing process should be as painless and as transparent as possible. Our licensees are telling us they appreciate that, and they understand a bit better why they have to pay a license as per the copyright law in Canada. We also want to be transparent in relation to international. International, as you've seen, is a big part of your revenues. It's close to 20% of every dollar that we collect. There are very few PROs around the world that have this ratio of international revenue compared to domestic revenue. It's because your repertoire is very strong, it's very popular around the world. So we have a new invigorated approach to international. I have a policy of not trying to name names because I forget people, and that person has a grudge for the next year. But I would like to say that somebody who is not here with us tonight because she's in the US, Catherine Saxberg, VP of International, has really given a new impetus to our international drive. We use tools that enable us to check the reports that we get from our international affiliates. We've revived the practice of going to visit our main PROs around the world so that we can hold their feet to the fire, and we make sure that SOCAN is high in their priority, and we understand how they collect, how they distribute, and we also verify that your works are well documented in their systems. We are working on next steps to make sure that you should be able to get, at some point, the same view on how your money is earned around the world, at least in key markets, as you have in Canada. It doesn't depend on you only, on us only, but we are trying to get some key PROs to partner with us so that you have the same view, how much money has been earned because of your songs in the US or in France or in the UK. Stay tuned. We are also very active on the multilateral front. I'm the chairman of the board of the World Federation, CSAC, the World Federation of Societies, CSAC with a C, not the PRO in the US with an S. And many team members play a big role there. It's not because of vanity, it's because what happens in the world is extremely important for all of you, and we work hard to make sure that those standards of transparency and accountability and good governance are available around the world, because it's the right thing to do, of course, for the songwriters over there, but because it matters to you. If our partners around the world handle your money transparently and responsibly, you'll see more money coming your way and quicker. We also want to be transparent vis-à-vis the public. Copyright is a B2B business, of course. What we do is B2B, but it's an increasingly relevant theme for public debate. So we want to make sure that Canadians are comfortable with what SOCAN does. They know what we do. Our accounts are published online. Anybody, even without any links to the business, can check them out. Our annual report is online. We have a very active website. We have even a blog, a SOCAN blog, that is accessible via our website and also through its URL. We are very, very, very active on social networks, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, to engage you, the members, the licensees, but also the general public. SOCAN has nothing to hide. SOCAN is very proud of what we do, very proud of what we do on your behalf, and because you are fantastically talented. For example, I believe we have about 50,000 contacts, followers, whatever you want to call that, friends on social platforms. And if you add that to the 50,000 people who read Words and Music, Paroles et Musique, which is now online only, you have about 100,000 people in Canada that get information from SOCAN. We are certainly the biggest source of information about music in Canada. We're very proud of that. In closing, SOCAN believes in transparency. We're not saying this because some people have been saying this recently. We believe it's a competitive advantage for us. We are more transparent than others. We hope that we are the most transparent PRO in the world. It's always difficult to be sure of that, but anecdotal evidence is pretty clear. And we will not stop. We will work hard to go to the extra mile, to do more things, to invent new ways of helping you grow your business. Whether you're a songwriter or a publisher, you're a business person. You're a small business person. You need to make sure that you have somebody like SOCAN helping you understand where you can take your business further, how you can develop it, and SOCAN is going to do this. That's the end of my part tonight. I'm very proud to be leading a team of about 275 people across the country and some people in the US as well. I have a fantastic team of executives surrounding me, helping me make those decisions, and that would not be possible without the total commitment of those fantastic executives and extremely motivated people at SOCAN, all of them. I won't name any names. They will recognize themselves, but this is a great team effort. And if you could give them a big round of applause. And of course, there will be an occasion for questions in a few seconds, but I'm also very, very proud that one of the most talented people and the most original people in the world, Oxley Workman, has been willing to come to speak with us today. It makes a big difference. So looking forward to the conversation that Oxley will be having with Mike McCarty, SOCAN's Chief Membership and Business Development Officer. But over to Stan for concluding remarks and questions. Oops.
Thank you, Eric. Well, I hope our presentation tonight has provided you with a good summary of SOCAN in 2014, where the organization is today, and where we plan to go in the future. I hope we've been able to demonstrate how important it is to SOCAN to efficiently and transparently provide the kind of services that our members count on. We're excited about the future, and we're confident that we'll continue to be one of the world's most leading music rights organizations. Well, that concludes our official part of the presentation, but before we adjourn, we'll open the floor to questions. We've got microphones on either side, and Eric and I are going to sit over here in the hot seats, and we'll be happy to entertain any questions you might have.